Hello, everyone, and here we are back with War for Crimson Rock. We are on episode 62. As usual, I'd love to ask someone, cough, cough, Megan, to help give us a recap of what happened from last time.
All right. So basically, our intrepid adventurers receive a message from Sandra. Things are getting worse in the entire country. And we have decided that we need to book it for Sandral. And we still have the Subio in our party at the moment. And we need to get outside the city so we can just, make our way out. But the guards have already tried to stop Ori, and tensions are high. So Dave uses his spirit animal to try and find out where some nearest horses are, but they're more on the outside of the city. So because Ori can has learned to disguise herself, we decide to put Vesubio in a wine crate. Ori and I managed to drag up a wine crate that's not broken and a couple of bottles of wine. So Ori hands him a bottle so he can keep himself entertained while we try to get him and all of us outside the city so we can just book it. So as we make our way to the outskirts of the city, guards are everywhere. We run into a set of guards the original ones that we ditched, and Ori put the darkness on. They're combing and trying to look for, random tieflings and whatnot. We use Pass Without a Trace. We sneak by them. Another set of guards is, terrorizing an older couple and basically, beating them into submission, trying to get them wrangled with the other prisoners. And finally, on the way, we see a set of two pairs of guards escorting basically a prison wagon. And there's old people, there's kids, there's basically everyone's just like broken and crying. And before we've managed to hide, we've gone on by. We had decided no, we're not going to get involved. We need to get out so we can save everyone. But Ori tries to cast sleep on the four sets of guards. However, they only get only one of them really gets drowsy, and when we were about to just go on by, Mikage just snaps and basically knifes. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. Before that happens, Ori is like one last ditch effort. Let's see if we can distract them to run away from the wagon. So she casts an illusion spell where it looks like a very tall, 10-foot tiefling is and runs off. So two of the guards they pursue her. So there's only two guards left with the wagon, and they're going to try and take them back to the prison camps and just. But Mikage can't take it. Not with the young kids in the prison wagon. She can pass one or two people, but she could not let an entire wagon go. So she basically assassinates one of them in the back, and before the other one really gets a chance to scream, she takes out the other one. Of course, breaking the Pass Without a Trace spell, and the tieflings are confused. They just freak. They start screaming, and everyone's like, I guess we're doing this. So everyone jumps on the wagon and is like, let's go, let's just get out of here. So Dave manages to talk to his spirit animals, and he finds a warehouse area that he's like, no, pull in here. And guards are starting to follow us, and obviously we've basically just drawn attention to ourselves. We make it to we make it to the warehouse, and Pan is like, "Look, guys, we're gonna probably end up having to fight." Mikage's like waiting for some of the guards to come her way, and hold on one second. Go ask her. Go ask her. And Ori again, she one of her new spells is to animate objects, and she casts it on wooden spikes, which impales the guards, and we stop the pursuers. So Ori manages to give this great speech and calm the prisoners down. We make it to the outskirts of town where the horses are, and Vesubio goes on his way. We finally convince him to at least try to warn Crimson Rock. And that's where we head off with 4 horses in tow.
That was a lot. I forgot that all that happened. I mean, I knew that happened, but I was like, man, thank you, Megan, for being so thorough. Does anyone want to add anything on top of that?
Yes, Ori now has a new best friend, a beautiful mottled brown and white horse named Neonce. It's very important to her that you know this.
Mm-hmm. Of course, absolutely. Does anybody else have names for their horses yet?
I still need to figure out mine.
I'm gonna go with horse.
I like it. It's simple. It's to the point. Okay, I'll let Sean.
Gallipsy.
Calypsy. I like
Galaxy.
it. Oh, Galaxy, you said?
Gallopsy.
Gallopsy. I like it. Okay, all right. Well, let's kick this bad boy off. All right. Thank you very much, everyone who chimed in. So to kind of pick up where we left off, you all are heading over. Y'all are heading over from Cyan now. You've left the city. Doesn't seem like you have anyone behind you in terms of following your pursuits. It seems like you're pretty safe. You've come onto a nice canter now as you go about, and you're making your way towards Sandral. So far, you're going about it. It's a pretty nice day as you're leaving the city. There is a cool breeze coming in from the west, and it's beautiful skies. And you're on the road. You're on the way now. And as you go, you come up across a stone path, and in the middle or so, there's a small little shop that's set up. Inside, you see two gnome shopkeepers. Right, they're busy stocking things and putting things away. If you imagine, it is kind of like a yurt with all the things inside of it. And they're kind of like busy coming in and out and just trying to catch any attention from passerbys. Right, trying to sell their wares. If you actually wanted to double click on their items, you can. But they see double click on them. You should be able to open it up. Let me know if you can or can't.
I cannot.
Okay, let me do that in just a moment then. Thank you. But they reach out to you and they say, hey, we got customers. The older man like turns around, older gnome turns back to his to his partner. And he's like, hey, get your caboose in motion. Let's go. And you see another smaller like female gnome come out, and she looks at him and just like, I'm a going. Hold on to your britches. She takes a look at all 4 of you and says, oh, y'all look like your pockets are heavy. How can I help you folks?
You got any weapons, son?
Ooh, weapons, you say?
Yes. Or potions that could be used, or anything that could be used in a funny way.
No, unfortunately, it's not as goings are getting a little tough. We got some things though. And I mean, it's items here and there that we can make available to you. See if perhaps it might be of some use, but we don't stock much in terms of weapons or so.
All right.
Good shopkeeps. What do you keep?
We got some nets, got some rope, some ball bearings, so, a lute. Perhaps one of you is a musician of sorts or something. got ourselves a little bit of cowbell too. If you always need more cowbell, right? Something. Got some.
I will take some rope happily.
Oh, I didn't know this place had SNL.
SNL.
They're just a big.
I'll take a rope and a net.
Okay. They start going into the back.
A big fan of Blue Oyster Cult.
Let me see if I can change the quantity on this one. Let's go 5. Okay, I am updating some of the values right now. Let me know if you can access it, and you should see some items available for you. Are you able to double click on their profile and see anything?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I
cool.
see Volturians.
Oh snap! There should be a merchant. There we go. That's what I want. So let me know if you can see these items. They've got nets, fine clothing, ball bearings, caltrops, stuff like that. So this one is kind of it looks like they fixed the module for the allowing merchants. So let me know if you can see that.
I think so. It's under shopkeeps.
Yep. So if you double click on that token, you should be able to open it up. But let me know if you cannot.
I think it's been years since any of us have taken a bath, so some soap might be good. Well, callops seem cool.
Yeah, feel free to shop around as you will. I'm trying to start updating some values here because I only have like one. So some of them you only able to buy one or something like that, right?
I mean, I'll take the 10 callops. So
some caltrops, is that what you're looking for? Right?
Yeah, I'll take 10 callops.
Okay, so you should be able to click on the little dollar sign, and I believe you should be able to buy it, and it'll automatically add that to your inventory. Let me know if you're not seeing that, but it should deduct from your money, and then also add that item to your inventory. Let me know if you're not seeing that.
I see that I purchased 10 callops.
And I see caltrops.
I don't think I'm getting a dollar sign where
There's no dollar sign on yours?
I see the coin and that's it. But I mean, I've tried clicking on it. It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
If you try
to
on
the right of the coin, there should be a dollar sign, like at the edge of the.
I see a diamond.
Try to refresh it, Megan. You might. I had to refresh the settings on that real fast. So try and refresh it real fast.
I'm going on a shopping spree.
Oh, I'll get more callops. I'll get 10 more.
Yeah, I just see. You must loot items from a token. Let's pop it out.
No, you should be refreshing. It's not looting. You should be a merchant. So let me try that one more time. Try that again, Megan. You refresh the page.
Oh.
That's fine. As you all are busy shopping, you see the shopkeepers are busy just going back and forth, and you see them, each sale that they do, you see just like dollar bills and money signs in their eyes that they light up, and they just keep on smiling and rubbing their hands. It's like, ooh, this is gonna pay well into our investment fund. All right.
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Still not letting you? Okay, just let me know what you're looking for, Megan, and then I will add that purchase for you then.
I'm just gonna get a thing of rope.
A rope? Okay, all right. Let me add one rope for you then.
Ori got some new clothes.
I'm getting 100 ball bearings. I'm gonna home alone my next encounter.
There we go. Just take away 1 gold from you for the rope. So I'll put you at 9.
Also, for fun, got a bag of sand and a blanket, and an herbalism kit and rope and soap.
Sweet.
You can throw sand in people's eyes and then run away.
Yep. Can barter some dirty people for some soap. It'll be great.
I'm gonna also grab an ink bottle, please.
Okay.
I'm
right.
sure my brother or one of the archivists in my hometown may be interested in it.
Oh wow, I've bought a lot of ball bearings. Like each one of these is 1,000 tiny metal balls, and I bought 100 of them, so I've got 100,000 tiny metal balls.
So you could more than home alone someone.
Oh,
They would
yeah.
die.
I could home alone a city if I wanted to.
The ink barrel. Let's see. Does that go through? Okay, I've added the ink bottle for you, Megan. Or Mikage, so you should be good.
And
That
is
can-
the blanket like a nice blanket, or is it just like your average?
I'm not seeing a blanket right now. I think somebody bought it up already.
Okay.
That was me.
Oh, okay, no worries.
If you need it, let me know.
I'm buying a second net. I feel like I could, if we're going into what I imagine is a boss battle eventually, I'll buy a third net. Because us versus a big monster nets, I imagine, can help.
The shopkeepers are very excited. You see them hustling and bustling about. They are doing what they can. The blanket that you have, Ori, has their logo on it, has a little mascot with both of them, basically pictures of both of them smiling and giving big thumbs up. So just to let you know that they are,
Am I
they're starting to brand.
familiar with this little part of the area since we're heading back towards my hometown?
You are familiar, Mikage. It's a place that you frequent quite often. That's you've honed your ranger skills, and so it is. It's very familiar. You're getting close to back to home. So. Is everybody good on the shopping side of it?
Yeah. I see the loot and I get all sad because I'm like, I remember. No, I don't remember. I've forgotten. I'm like, this makes me sad for some reason that I can't remember why.
And I want to let me get him the loot and just pass him. He's like, this seems, while I don't know why it's important to you, it seems like you want to play it.
I was a pan flautist.
Okay. Oh, never mind then. I was like, I don't know. It's like, should I get him it? Should I not? I don't know.
I named my character Pan because I played the pan flute.
I keep forgetting. You've forgotten what instrument you played.
But the thing is, I think everybody else still remembers that Pan played the flute, right?
We do.
It's just
Okay.
that Pan has
I
forgotten.
thought he remembered that he. I thought he remembered that he played, but he forgot how to play.
I thought it was like giving up something important to you, so I just didn't remember it at all.
Right, it was the
Okay.
ability to play, like, at all.
Perhaps you want to pick up a lute to kind of,
Fill
start
that
practicing those skills again.
Cha-ching,
Right, Pan?
loot, bottle loot.
He'll be now Pan the Lutist. It's spelled with two O's.
Which is very different than Pan the nudist, right? Because that's another person altogether.
Maybe Pan in his younger years before he played the lute.
I immediately bust out in song.
Let's see how it goes.
Should he roll performance?
He did. He got a 12.
Yes.
You strum the lute, and you get a nice harmonic G7 that comes out. Everybody kind of looks at you and is like, oh, that's not bad at all. The gnomes look at you like, hey, you should be a musician. Maybe pick up a flute or something.
Too bad that you don't sell any.
These are my tears. Like tears.
Well, yeah, I used to play the flute, and this is a lute, which is very different. So you could play the lute.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
All right, are we all good on the shopping spree? Everybody feeling good?
And,
Okay.
nets are, by the way, pretty OP if you guys want to pick them up. Like, and no matter who you're fighting, they need to take at least one action to get the net, which is.
I don't think we have anything left.
Yeah, there are no more nets left. I think you took all of them, Dave.
Okay, well, I can share the love.
Which is all good. Okay.
Well, 2 people can run with a net and tackle somebody. Mikage's just sharing random like tactics for like taking down creatures.
The shopkeepers are very satisfied. They're counting their money. They're looking over their inventory now, which is looking very bare. And they bow to you. And they look over and is like, oh, we just picked the right spot here. I'm glad that it's a timely meeting, and I believe that I look forward to meeting you folks in sometime soon. And just like that, go ahead.
I said good day to you, shopkeepers.
And just like that, they turn their backs. They start packing up their things. You can see them kind of like putting together the items because their inventory now is pretty bare, right? As you make your way onward, I'm assuming that you're making your way onward from here, heading out to Sandral, right?
Mm-hmm.
You give yourself a good distance or so. However, let's see. I want Mikage. Can you roll me a perception check, real quick, please?
Will do. With advantage, since I know the area, or just normal?
You would have advantage, yeah, for sure, since you know the area. Oh, nat 20. Perfect. There we go.
Woot woot! I see the world. See, getting outside the city is good for me.
You make there's a certain sound that you pick up on. You hear these hoofbeats that come galloping, and then these were not from you knew from before that no one was really following you, so these are just new hoofbeats that you're hearing, and it's quite a group of them. There are several horses riding out towards you, and as you turn to look behind you, you see. I'm gonna put them all right here. You see a large group of soldiers. There's some knights, there's some guards, there's some people dressed in cowls and robes or so. You've made yourself some distance apart, so they don't quite see you. However, they pull up right in front of the shopkeepers. And they look over to the shopkeepers and they kind of slow down. And the shopkeepers turn to them and it's like, oh, it's our lucky day. Gentlemen, would you like to buy any items or so? And you can hear the guards laughing amongst themselves. You see some of them hop off the horses. They come over and they look at the shopkeepers' items. And again, you can see them from a distance. They're not really quite paying attention to you yet, right? And you see them look over at some of the items, fumble around with some, and the shopkeepers are eagerly trying to sell their wares. However, you start to hear some things breaking, some things cracking, and the guards are laughing to themselves. All the while, the shopkeepers are busy like, hey, watch out for that! Don't break that! No! Stop! And the guards continue to laugh to themselves. You hear joking. You hear more items being broken, plates smashed, things like that. And the shopkeepers are continuing to begging the guards to stop breaking their items. What do y'all do?
While Mikage does not like what the shopkeepers are going through, the guards are only breaking things, and
We might
if
have
that's
to
the case,
fish to fry.
Yeah, that's what she's thinking. Like, she definitely like snarls a little bit, but she is hesitant to go back, especially considering uh she kind of snapped with the other um on way out of the city.
So are all the guards inside the yurt messing with them?
Not all the guards. You see some of the other ones are still sitting on horseback. They're kind of moving around. The horses are nibbling on grass. So you can kind of see them kind of moving about here and there, right? There are a few of them that are inside the yurt, um, messing with the shopkeepers. Yeah, there are a few.
Let me check my spells. The only thing I can think of is maybe casting like a thaumaturgy in the area, kind of like, so if you're looking at the screen, the top right corner, kind of back the way we came, but off to the side. Maybe they'll go that way if it's
I
convincing enough.
I was gonna say if that doesn't work, I would cast minor illusion to make a snake go around in the grass, try to scare all their horses so that they run off.
Okay. Uh, describe what that snake looks like, Ori.
I'm thinking like a pretty party-sized snake, totally incorrect for the environment. I'm thinking like a very
Anaconda.
or like a rattlesnake that you would really see in more like dry sandy areas and not, beautiful forest.
Does your
Uh
thing do sounds?
yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna make a big old rattle too, because I know horses don't like snakes. And while that's
I
happening,
could throw like a ton of beans and just make it so chaotic.
Well, you don't want to hurt the shopkeeps.
or the horses, I just want to scare them away
Yeah, fair enough.
and pet Neonce while I do so. It's okay. It's not real.
Yeah.
The guards at this time, they haven't noticed yet. So let me see this. Let's do they're still busy going about, disturbing the peace. They're busy fighting, amongst themselves as they joke around and continue to banter and laugh and breaking things. They don't notice this snake crawl up next to them. So
Do the horses. I'm trying to scare the horses.
give me 1 second. The horses, they are starting to feel a little bit spooked, right? Some of them see this snake and they start.
Lost you?
I think we lost you.
Oh, can you hear me go?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, my wife is printing. Jen's printing something right now, so that's why I'm trying to minimize the sound.
Hi, Jen.
So the horses are starting to notice. They're starting to pick up that there's something slithering next to them, and they're getting a bit agitated. The guards that are inside the yurt, however, they're still busy doing what they're doing, but the horses are starting to back up, and so you're starting to see, for instance, this one over here, he's still riding his horse. This one over here is riding his horse. So I guess give me a pinpoint where that snake is, Rachel.
Let's see. Can you see my little
Yep.
cursor?
Yeah, you can
I
hold if you
want it to,
hold.
slither around here so
Perfect.
that the ones on the outside can see it.
Okay, perfect. These ones over here, they see the snake, and the horses are startled, so they start trying to back up. They're trying to move about, and they're starting to get a little erratic. And the guards on inside, they come out and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" They come rushing out to see what's going on, and they all kind of flip a little bit. They see the snake, and some of them, like the horses, are now backing up the way they are, right? Okay. This one over here, still in the far distance, hasn't quite done anything yet. But the snake has just moved kind of past them, and all the horses have been spooked. At the same time, however, the guards seem to be holding on to them pretty tight, moving them out of the way of the snake.
I'm just
What do you-
gonna keep it slithering for as long as I can, just kind of around all over there.
Okay. At this point, as it does so, the one of the guards rushes up. He sees his horse getting startled, comes over with a big club, and then just comes smashing down on your snake. Now, this is a minor illusion. So, what happens, I guess, when you strike a minor illusion?
It dissipates,
It dissipates.
or it goes right through. But
Oh, I see.
in this case, I will let it dissipate.
Okay. The snake dissipates into thin air, and all the guards kind of stop back, and they're startled, and they turn around, and then they look this time at the shopkeepers, and immediately they're like, "What the fuck was that? Why are you guys messing with us? You thought that was funny?" Now, instead of just breaking things, they start tearing apart the yurt. They start pushing the yurt down. You hear the shopkeepers inside just screaming, "Stop, stop! This is our shop. We didn't do it. We didn't do anything." And the guards continue just tearing apart, and you see them now starting to threaten the little gnomes inside. What do you do?
Ugh. Let's
Yeah,
go before we make things worse.
Damn it, I
I
don't
don't
want to
want-
hit one of them on the head. Okay, how about this?
I mean, does anybody have sleeping? Like,
I was gonna
guess
say,
not-
I would-
not
I'm gonna-
put all of them to sleep.
I was gonna say I would like to cast not sleep but the other one so that they'll all see it.
Hypnotic.
Give me hypnotic pattern.
Okay, give me a template. Let me see where that wants to land at.
And since it's a 30-foot cube, I'm gonna
Okay, all right.
do it right there.
So let's see now. So each of them need to roll a DC 16. Let's see. Let's go him. Normal. He's okay. He is not okay. So he's in a trance. Let's do this one. Boom. Nope, that's not the right one. Not flying. Let's go stunned. That works. That sounds good. Nope, come on now. Here we go. Sorry, him. Nope, he failed too. And him. Wow, these guys are not doing so great. This is a very effective spell. Here we go. And the last one, let's see. Oh, wow. All right, well, a lot of them. At this point, so they fall into that, their eyes start to glaze over. You see them looking almost as deathly, just blindly, and their actions just kind of stop altogether. This knight over here sees the commotion, sees what felt this miasma kind of come over him, this aura come over him, and he eventually he kind of shrugs it off. He's able to kind of shrug off that feeling. But however, he sees his comrades kind of falling into a stupor, and as such he rushes over to them and kind of kicks them down. He's like, "Hey, get up! What the hell are you doing? Get off the ground! Stop messing around!"
Before he can actually wake all of them up, I'd like to walk over and say "Hey, idiot, shut it."
I would like to see if I can talk to my spirit animal and get information about them, like their names, their ranks, who they report to, being with nature. You instantly gain knowledge, terrain, prevalent plants. Okay, so I gain knowledge of people. I don't know if that means I can ask it what exactly their names and ranks and who they report to.
I don't know about names and ranks. That's I wouldn't say spirit animals know that. What I would allow is that these spirit animals would, because these are
maybe like
eagles.
maybe if the guards came from somewhere else, they could say, and like the spirit animal heard the name of the person they were talking to before they came here. They could say like, oh yeah, they were talking to this person, and that the person is their name. So I could act as the superior to their superior.
I see.
Yeah.
Because it feels almost like a Ouija board at this point, right? With the spirit animals.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. Let's do this. I'll tell you what. I'll let you roll for it. So this way we'll just see, what happens there. So roll an investigation check. We'll do that. We'll roll in an investigation and just see what happens, right?
Okay.
Or you know what? You have nature. I'll let you give it. I'll let you do it with nature instead. How about that?
Okay. Sure.
Terrain, bodies of water, influence from other planes of building existence. Okay.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna get on the ground. I'm gonna dust myself with the local fauna and whatnot, and just bring my horse and myself over to the shadows, and just get back up and wait.
Okay. Let me go ahead and unpause you. I'll let you go ahead and you can move yourself to where you want to go, Mikage. Yeah, Dave, I'm reading over the spell right now, and so you didn't roll well, so that's one thing. So the spirits that you're communing with, they try to they try to give you something, but at this point they are they're at a loss a little bit. Given the garb that they're wearing, all you can get is that their speech that you hear from them, they're very distinctly from Cyan. They are from particularly high, let's call it, elite memberships, right? Like they're not just common folk or so. And so they come from a certain class of people, right? Who seem to be more of the upper echelon of guards or so, right? But aside from that, you can't really quite tell what else. The knight comes over, starts kicking the men who've been incapacitated, and after tells them stop your lollygagging, get up. What the hell you men doing? And one by one, they're kind of slowly waking up out of their stupor. Now, some of them as they do so, one of them kind of looks into the distance. This one right here, he's no longer quite stunned anymore. But now their attention is kind of turning, and they look and they see something in front of them, right? They see these 4 figures on horses. Say for Mikage, who's I don't know, Mikage, go ahead and move yourself to where you are. I'm going to do that. They see these 3 figures on horses, and they're like, hey, who the hell are you? And one of them hops on his horse, starts coming. He starts moving over his way. The other ones are slowly coming too right now. What are y'all doing?
We're probably gonna fight them.
Put on my glasses.
You put on your glasses? What, your disguise, you mean?
My disguise glasses, yes. My disguise glasses.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Basically. Like, hey guys. Oh, actually, I might hit him with my new loot. I'm gonna pretend to be, what was his name? The dude, the performer from the...
Quilliam.
Quilliam, yep, Quillian.
Quillian.
They all start kind of gathering around you now. Their attention has been drawn away from the shopkeepers. And so they call out again. Hey, I'm not repeating myself. Who the hell are you?
I am Quilliam Fancy Pants, or whatever his name was. This is my troop. And I'm going to hit him with a loot performance.
All right, give me your best loot performance then.
I'll be drumming the horse, like trying to keep up with hands playing,
Right.
bobbing my head as I do. Like I'm the drummer.
All right, Dave. Dave, give me a performance check, real quick. All right, not bad. They kind of look at each other, like turn left to right, and as they do so, one of them starts bobbing his head too, and it's like, yeah, I think I know this song. Yeah, I like this one. So he starts going, They continue to listen onward. Are there any lyrics or anything with this lute song, Pan?
Are any of you guys gonna sing? I'll sing. Yes. I don't know any. I just sang a Quillian song.
All right.
I don't really remember any of them.
No worries. No, you're
What
good.
we discussed.
They start bobbing their heads. Some of them are looking at each other. It's like, are you guys serious? But at the same time, some of them stop like, hey man, he's world renowned. Okay, he's good. I think he's the real deal.
Yeah, you might have heard of my hot dogs. That's me. I'm just a hot dog vendor. / I do this on the weekends.
And then they look over at you, and then all of a sudden another one starts strumming his cheek and saying, oh, go ahead and give me a, what do you want to do? Give me a persuasion check. Do that, Dave. Excellent.
Nice.
Man, that's a Ori level persuasion check. Very well. And they look over each other. It's like, oh, dude, I love their. It's like a new. They have these new meals that just came out. It's like squirrel, deer, gator meat. Oh man, like that's the new one that just came out. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah. We got the best gator. They're hard to farm, by the way. They're very hard to farm. Every time we need to get one, it's a whole thing. Got to wrestle them.
And they look at each other like, I heard it was like locally sourced. They're like, this is fantastic. Oh my gosh, like this is like locally sourced gator. This is fantastic. So they're all kind of crowding around you now. At this point, they're approaching you, but you see smiles on their faces. Some of them are pulling out little scraps of paper, like, hey, can I get an autograph? Like, this is amazing. I've never met Quillian in person before.
Absolutely, and I
Absolutely.
Card signing.
Anything for some fans.
Yeah, anything for fans. I assume they want fan signature more since I'm a hot dog vendor. But yeah, you boys be good now. I try to pull off a very Colonel Sanders kind of vibe where, like, just a food vendor / uncle vibes. Yeah, you boys be good. I don't want, I was young like you once, and I get what you're doing, but time to be good now. You hear?
They're really taken by your southern charm. They're beaming huge smiles right now. All of them are patting each other on the back, like, "Oh my God, I just met the Colonel Sanders of the hot dog industry. This is amazing." They are like, minds are blown right now. They've got their scraps of paper with their autograph, and it's like, "Oh, I would never. Who would have ever thought this like ridiculous trek out here to go capture that stupid tiefling is gonna end up with this amazing, piece of paper. Oh, this is great." And just like that, some of the knights from behind, which you can tell are a little bit more senior in their status, they come galloping over, and they knock some of them on the head, and it's like, "You idiots! We have a secret mission. Shut your mouth. Let's go." And they're like, sorry about that. We're gonna get going now. And so just like that, they start galloping away from you.
Like ahead of us, or just like back the way they came?
Ahead of you. Start going ahead of you. It's like, excuse us. I know you got, things to do, but we're on a special mission. We gotta go. And so they gallop ahead of you. I know. And you see them exit stage left.
They're hunting the tiefling. Does that mean me?
I mean, did they see you?
I was there, but they were so taken by your Colonel Sanders' charm that evidently a tiefling just dead-eyeing them did not give them enough.
In fairness, you're in fancy clothes and you probably have your hood up.
That's true. I am in fancy clothes and I do have my hood up, as per usual when traveling under threat of genocide. Mm-hmm.
The shopkeepers are like, they kind of crawl out from their broken home broken yurt, and they look over and you can see them disheveled and trying to just piece things together. But they look up to you and look out to you, and they tell you like, "Thank you, thank you."
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna give them some money for, yeah. How much is a platinum? I got 20 of them. I feel like I'm not gonna spend all of these.
Platinum is 10 gold pieces.
All right. I mean, all of this stuff in their store was not worth. So I'll give them 2, and it's like, for some therapy as well. There you go.
Go ahead and deduct that from your inventory. They look at you like with the 2 platinum, and like their eyes just get really big. It's like, oh, this is the most generous thing ever. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And they hold your hand in their tiny little hands. They try to hold yours, like each of them, holding I guess one of your fingers. And like, oh, thank you, sir. This means so much.
I tipped my cowboy hat.
Are you wearing a cowboy hat?
I think I did at one point say I put it on a long time ago, and I didn't. I don't think I ever said I took it off, so I guess it would still have it on. I don't know. I say no problem. Be well, please. Take some. Get some rest. I asked my spirit animal if there's like a horse nearby, something for them to get all their stuff together, and where the nearest town is, and lodging. Where the nearest therapist is.
Where's the nearest therapist? The spirit animals don't know where the nearest therapist is, but there's a pony right nearby that they have noticed. So it's like, hey.
Probably Sandral, I'm thinking.
Sandral is the closest small town. Yes, a small city that you can go to.
Okay.
Some small towns have therapists.
So I tell them about that. Go get yourself a Middle Earth therapist.
Sandral probably won't have it. It's a very small town, and on top of that, it's not many people go there. It's mostly internal. Remember?
Okay.
You saying no internal people need a therapist there?
There's no, their therapists are their family members. There's probably, it's not like a small city. It's more of a local town, more like boonies than anything else.
Let's call it a
Not that they
hamlet.
don't need therapy.
They deserve to have one.
Well, you can talk to some of the town head there.
Yeah, I say go. You'll find it. You'll find some therapy.
Let's call it a hamlet, right? Anywhere from 30 to 50 people or so, right?
Just don't go to Cyan.
Yeah. You guys, you take care. Yeah. Call us if you need anything. I don't know how you would, but not in the next 2 weeks because we kind of got stuff going.
They smile, even though all their belongings have been broken and destroyed. But they manage to smile amidst all this, and they say, "Thank you. This will go a long way. We're gonna go and get our start somewhere else." And you said head to Cyan, is that right? Is that direction?
No.
No,
somewhere
not
else.
Cyan. Maybe. Yeah, somewhere else. The nearest. Where's the nearest? Where's the nearest safe town? Was that the same town that we? I asked my spirit animal where's the nearest safe town. That's just completely safe.
The nearest safe. So the spirit animal, you commune with them. Your spirit animals tell you the nearest safe town is indeed Sandral. However, stuff is going down there, dude.
Okay.
Something's going down. If you were me, I would go check it out. Right? Something's going down.
Okay.
Go and stop them.
And Mikage's just staring after where the knights have headed. She's very curious since they are heading kind of her direction.
Maybe it's time to get on a train and just go somewhere completely different. Yeah.
There are no trains to Sandral.
Well, there's not to
There's
Sandral.
trains away.
Away from Sandral.
You know
Just
what
find a
could
train to
prob-
somewhere else.
You know
or
where
Cyan,
could
not
prob-
Cyan.
You know where could probably use some good old merchants like yourselves? Brawick. They're gonna need some stuff. They don't have a lot of stuff anymore.
I was like, ooh, Browick. That old hillbilly place? Yeah, it could definitely use our wares. All right, let's, give me an idea. That's a plan. And they, see a little hop, skip in their, in their goings, start grabbing whatever wares they can and items that they can, and it's like, okay, here we go. They give each of you a big old hug as best they can. They kind of just wrap around your legs because they're kind of small, right? They just kind of give you the bear hug each of your legs, and then they wish you all the best, and then they all hightail it
I
over there.
pat them on the head.
I wave while they leave.
And you see them continue to walk, and then soon they are out of sight. What would y'all like to do?
This bump. Nice job, Dave.
I would love to figure out how to polymorph for more than... How long does that work? For, more than 1 hour at a time. I think when we get to Sandral proper, I guess, I'm going to polymorph into an unassuming human.
All right.
Luckily, the thing is, Sandral's so isolated, they may not have the same beef with the Tieflings, but with them saying, or with Dave saying there's something going on, Mikage is just getting really, agitated.
Yeah, I'm highly sus. I feel suspicion towards anything happening right now. Just gonna polymorph when we get in there.
Yeah, I'm going to ask my spirit animal to track where those guards are going and just give me a heads up and what they say, like what they're talking about just passively over the next while we walk.
As you're heading that direction towards Sandral, you hear the spirit animals kind of whispering to themselves, and they're like, Dave, buddy, it's no bueno. Like they're heading over in that direction too. So, be prepared for that.
Okay.
Pan, how about you? What are you doing in the meantime?
Well, I feel like they're the best guards for me to encounter because they're enamored with us.
Yeah, but if they're heading towards my hometown, you might want to be careful, Mikage. If they're getting too close, it should be hard for them to find, but if they know where they're going, they have a better chance. But we'll see what's going on, I guess.
I mean,
Sure.
If we're following them and they left, like say, 30 minutes after we left, then we're only wherever they're going. Like if we're going to the same place, like we're only 30 minutes behind them. So
Yeah.
We can maybe even catch up if we go fast.
So,
Well, Mikage's ready to go. Mikage's she does not want the guards to get too far out of sight.
I'm ready to go too.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
I think I'm ready.
okay, all right then. Here we go. So, you make your way onward towards the direction of Sandral. And let me pull up my information on Sandral real quick.
This looks exactly like Switzerland, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
It is, as you're making your way through, it is a beautiful scenic site. It's surrounded by thick forests. It's in the heart of a mountain range, just south, or rather, just west of Cyan. There's a road that runs through the forest and through the mountain range. The forest is lush and thick amongst all these mountains. You see some thick fog accumulating in patches around the cloud. Thick fog is accumulating in patches. However, you're still able to see the sky and atop, and some clouds and fogs atop the mountains. You're seeing a bit of snow up there. However, where you're going, it's nice and very comfortable. About like 60 degrees or so as you're going about, right? And as you're proceeding further up the mountain, you're seeing stone steps periodically, every so often, just kind of as markers as you're going up the way, letting you know that the village is right nearby. Okay. As you get closer and closer, you see that the village is while it's old, it seems to be pretty well maintained. And it seems to kind of blend, seeing well with the nature that surrounds it, right? Some of the buildings are carved into the mountain itself. Others are smaller little huts and houses that have just been there. You can tell that it's quite old. And at the same time, too, still in really good condition. Okay? As you approach, however, you notice... Let's see. Pan, go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay. You get this weird feeling, Pan, as you're kind of riding up. And you notice there's, it's a small town. And you've all been to small towns before. You hear the usual hustle and bustle of, goat herders, children playing, men and women working and toiling away or so. But there's a quietness, a certain weird eeriness about the town, or about the hamlet, right? Not as many people out and about as you're going.
Does everyone else notice this? We'll be like, hey guys, where is everyone?
Everybody's kind of slowly picking up on it, but I mean, you kind of get that quick notion or so. Mikage, what are your thoughts as you're entering into this town right now? This is your hometown. It's been quite a while since you've been back, but it's eerily quiet, even for you.
So right at the footstep of the village, Mikage dismounts. She runs her hand. There's a well-worn indention where I guess so the tradition is when you return home, you draw the line where home begins or the path behind you ends and your road home is ending. So it's a very common tradition. So she does that, but she can tell also there's something's not right. She gets off the horse, she just lets it go, and she starts running through the village. She's trying to look for someone she recognizes. She's going to head towards where her brother usually would be.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna take
She's paying no heed to anybody else that's in the village, though.
What is everybody else doing? Are y'all following her, or are y'all?
Yeah, I mean, she knows best what to do, so I'm gonna follow her.
I'm going to follow, but keep the horse.
Pan?
And if I can catch her horse, walk it with me.
Okay. Pan, how about you? What are you doing?
I'll follow, but I'm just gonna not race after. I'm just gonna keep looking around as I go.
Okay. All right. You make your way, Mikage, into town, and as you do so, you head over to where your brother usually is, and it's over here in this direction, right here.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, you see him kind of exiting out of his home. And you see on his hand, he's got bandages on his hand, and he's kind of walking out a little bit nonchalantly. Why don't you describe him for us, Mikage? What does he look like?
So, as y'all approach him, you see actually a human. He has reddish hair and bluish eyes, but not quite the same blue as Mikage's, more of a softer tone. He's not overly tall, not overly short, but lean, somewhat good looking. And he sees her, and hopefully, there's a sense of recognition, and that's what Mikage is looking for. She's looking for that recognition. She is almost frantic.
As he's exiting the house, and you see him kind of tending to these bandages on his arm, he looks up and is just startled. Like he sees you, Mikage, and you see this look of like brief joy just wash over his face. And then also at the same time do a little bit of confusion as he sees everybody else in the party just rush up as well too. But all of that kind of goes away as he immediately just runs up to you and he just gives you this huge embrace. And he just holds you. He's like, Mikage, it has been ages since you've been here. What are you doing here? What brings you back home?
Brother, the world seems to be falling apart. We've run into some strange happenings, and we think it's connected with the village. My companions have a sword, and we fear the tieflings are in danger. I was hoping to find more information, but my quest has been sidetracked, and we've come to you for help. You have to know something. Something is going on.
Well, I can't speak to what's going on in the world. I mean, we're quite remote over here in Sandral, and we tend to keep to ourselves. But there's been a bit of calamity going on over here. So, I mean, it's quite, either fortuitous or unfortunate, it depends on how you look at it, that you've made it in back to us here. It's been a bit crazy, actually. We've had a little bit of commotion, frankly, that normally, as you know, in Sandral, is very quiet. It's like nothing happens here. We just have our residents and occasional refugee come in and so, but I was in the marketplace and I saw this raging mad tiefling come in. He was dressed up in military garb, had all these weapons on him, and he just seemed so enraged. And I saw him overturning tables and fuming, and he was saying he was going to find his father's murderer. We had no idea what he was talking about. None of us had even seen it. I tried to go calm him down. I went up to him, I rushed up to him and I said, hey, calm down. But he turned to me and he had fire in his eyes. And he grabbed my arm, and then with his hands, I felt a burning. And that's why I've got these bandages on me right now. And I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything. I crumbled under his hands. He kind of looks over at you, Ori, and he kind of squints his eyes a bit. It's like, I don't, I've seen myself many a tieflings. There's something about you that, y'all look familiar, but I don't know. But anyways, I went to the temple to make sure, after he ran off after he finished with me and then finished tearing up the market. Then I rushed over to the temple to make sure Siestia, the princess, was okay. The priestess, I'm sorry. And went to go get some healing. It's been a bit crazy. It's been a bit of a loop after that, quite honestly. I don't know.
I fear this is probably the beginning of what is to come to Sandral eventually. We are protected, as you know, we are somewhat protected in our remoteness, but like I said, the world is crumbling, and I think it will soon reach here.
What's this crazy talk you speak of, Mikage? I mean, what does it mean the world is ending? Look at us. Nothing's changed. We've just had this crazy tiefling, lunatic come through. We arrest him and it's fine.
Do you know where the crazy tiefling lunatic is right now?
Unfortunately, I was no match for him, and so I don't know where he ran to. I'm sure maybe you can ask someone else, perhaps. They'll know where he went, but...
Is Grandma okay? You said that he was in the market. Did he go to the my brain's not working. To the inn, or did he just go straight to see the priestess?
I'll be honest, I don't quite know. After my hand was burned quite badly, I went to the priestess and she helped me heal my wounds, but it still takes time. These things don't just happen instantaneously. Grandma wouldn't. She shouldn't be in trouble. She's at the inn, but I mean, she keeps to herself most of these days. She doesn't get to walk very much anymore. You know how quite old she is, Mikage. So I don't think that she would, endanger herself. But I can only imagine. Who knows with this lunatic out there? He turns and looks at Dave and Pan. And is like, and Ori as well. It's like, you three. How do you know Mikage? What brings you to our little hamlet?
We are her adventuring companions, and we are trying to stop the world from ending.
Hi, this is Ori. We have Dave and we have Pan. I met them on a train, and since then, the world has gone quite upside down.
You all keep speaking of the world coming to an end, but I don't quite understand it. It seems so far-fetched. I mean, what world ending? I mean, everyone's safe here and fine. It's just a little bit of a disturbance. I mean, as long as we can capture this lunatic tiefling, I mean, what's the matter?
The tiefling is not the problem. There is something beyond that that's pushing into our world. Have you been into the Great Library in the mountain?
Well, that's where I spend a bit of my time. I mean, quite frankly, my father wanted me to go and do other things, but yes, of course, I spend lots of time reading. What of it?
Have you heard of Balder? Have any of your readings? Do you know of Balder and his hand and the sword?
Oh, you mean Babel? And this
Babel
and his sword is. Oh, of course, I've read it. It's all just legend, though, Mikage. Like,
I have a feeling legends are about to meet reality. We have seen him, brother.
I find that quite far-fetched. I mean, really, Mikage, we heard these stories as kids, right? This is all just legend, just to keep us here and scared. Like,
brother, do you call me a liar?
What?
Have I ever lied to you, brother?
I'm not calling you a liar, Mikage. I never would. But I mean, I'm a man of science. This is ridiculous. Like, how could we have such, evil demon warlords or legendary swords or something like that? This is.
Ori is going to open her bag of holding, because the sword's in the bag of holding, right?
Yes, correct.
And just bring out the top of the hilt and be like, this legendary sword?
He walks over to the, kind of specs just the top, just the hilt, and looks a bit and says, I mean, it's a very nice sword you have there, miss. I mean, it is quite remarkable in its quality, and it does have the markings of some of our temples here, but outside of that, how do I know this is any legendary sword? It could just be any sword that a craftsman has made and, emblazoned with the crest over here.
Brother, you may not need to believe me, but trust me. We need to talk to the priestess. We need to look at the archives. We need to see if we can understand. If you do not believe that we have seen him, at least give us the materials, the legends. I think it's connected. Regardless of it's true, I think it's connected.
All right, well, Mikage, I've never had reason to doubt you. At the same time, too, this is a hard pill to swallow. This is a lot. I frankly just I can't believe it until I see it. And if you need to talk to somebody else, then that's fine. Feel free to talk to the priestess. I'm sure she will entertain you. Until then, though, I have to work with our with some of the men here. See if we can go about capturing this loose tiefling. Until, hopefully he doesn't hurt anybody else. And also find out what all this madness is about his father's murder. How can that be? We barely have anybody here. It doesn't make any sense.
So that tiefling, I have a feeling, is my brother. And I would really like to go talk to him, calm him down. I think he's coming to realize a few things and needs my help.
Well, if it's your brother, then, by all means, then, you should come with me. Come join the search party. We'll find him. we'll go and go about capturing him then, if that's the case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think before your brother breaks more fences than he can mend, maybe we should take care of that.
I don't know if this kind of takes away a little bit of the fun, but again, I could use my spirit animal to find the brother. Unless that's
The question's, you can find him, but can you make him chill out?
We would
And
find him
stop
and then
running away.
we would know where to go. We wouldn't have to look for him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we could just go right there. Yeah. I mean, if that's allowed, then yeah, it does have to be in a 3-mile radius though. So
I hope he is.
yeah. So I mean, hey, let's figure it out.
So, but then okay. As you commune,
I tell them, okay, I'm going to commune with my spirit animal because that's something I can do, and we will, and I will find. If I'm telling people I'm communing with my spirit animal, I need to have like some feathered earrings or something. I'm gonna pick those up, next chance I get. Maybe some beads in my hair.
Wait, so you need the feathered earrings before to commune with them, or are you?
No, just the aesthetic vibe of somebody who's.
Oh, okay, all right.
People that I'm going to commune
Got
with
it.
my spirit animal.
So it's like you're putting in your ear pods, right? So that's what it is.
Yeah, well, just somebody you meet at Burning Man who says that they're gonna commune with their spirit animal.
I got you. All right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, just I, start the ritual, and and I say in front of everyone, "Great spirit animal, where is Ori's brother?"
Mikage's brother kind of looks at you awkwardly.
No.
Well, I mean, you are looking for Ori's brother, but Leucis. But Mikage's brother, Try, kind of looks over and whispers, Mikage, like, "Are you sure this man is right in the head? I mean, what is he doing right now?"
Not quite right, but it works.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong question, I guess.
Just let him do it. It'll be fine.
He kind of scratches his head. Is like, all right, well, as a man of science, I value evidence, and so let's wait and see.
There's a method to the madness, brother. Bear with it. And can I just while he's
Bear
doing
with
that?
it.
Yeah, bear and. But I'm gonna try and rebandage his wounds. Just check to make sure if there's anything she can do for it.
He's very grateful as you do so, and he kind of waits. Dave, as you're commuting with your spirit animals, you hear them kind of chirping and squawking back and forth, and they tell you, like, "You're not gonna believe this, Dave, but we don't see him. Like, we see footprints, we see tracks, we see stuff, but we don't see him. Like, we've seen some commotion, we've seen some stuff here and there, but we can't quite pin him right now."
Okay. Well, this is embarrassing, guys, but I swear it usually works. It's just I'm nervous and yeah.
Performance anxiety.
Yeah, performance anxiety.
There's just so many people around.
Yeah, there's just so many people watching right now.
You don't have your feather earrings with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm coming up nothing.
Try, Mikage's brother looks over and is like, okay, I'm not judging. I would give this a try, but your case for the paranormal is, quite frankly, not looking so good right now. But we still have a lunatic on the loose. We can go do that. I'll tell you what. I will go fetch some more men. If you need to talk some other people around town, by all means do that. Let me go and get some men to get a search party going, and we'll meet up here towards the center, right towards over, right here, where the two roads meet. and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And maybe,
Brother, whatever you do not go without me.
of course, yes. I mean, he's quite a dangerous individual. We need to get all hands on deck. And you, Miss Tiefling, if you can help out and calm your brother, it would go a long way.
Yeah. Just nothing lethal, please. He is just in a bad place.
Miss, I'm sorry, I cannot promise any. We will do our best. But if he is harming and hurting others, which he's already been doing, we can't promise you anything. But we'll try our best. Okay. So at this point, Try heads off. You see him knocking on doors, trying to go and get people from other directions. What would you like to do? There are other people to talk to in the town.
He wants to go check on Grandma first, and then she wants to go about. She wants to check with the blacksmith and a couple other people that she frequented here.
Okay, all right. Now I will take a quick pause. It is 10:50 right now. How's everybody feeling? I feel like we're at a good place. I mean, we can keep on going, but at the same time, I know it's.
It might be a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does everybody feel?
I'm good either way, but
I'm not sleeping now, so it doesn't matter to me.
yeah. But,
Rachel, I know you're really tired, so I wanted to check in with you and make sure.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's cool.
All good.
No, it's
you're
good.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pick this back up again. Ideally next week. I think all the holidays are over, and so I think we're back into a normal cadence. So I think we'll be good. And yeah, we can pick up next week. It'll be great. So awesome. This was a good one, guys. I had a lot of fun. I'd like to get a little bit of feedback, and we'll do the original Like, Love, Learn, Lack. So we'll start off with Megan, because this is your hometown. This kind of go into your story. Like, Love, Learn, Lack.
I love that we're actually getting here, and it's. I'm really interested in seeing how the little town interacts, but I'm also worried about Ori's brother because he's already hurt Try, and we're gonna see how this plays out. Mikage is very protective, and obviously Ori, of course, is protective of her brother. So, but like I said, I'm loving actually interacting in the town that she's from.
All right, awesome. Anything lacking you want more of or less of?
Not necessarily. We had the opportunity to do the combat, but I'm more worried about how that plays in potentially later, like the domino effect. But I'm happy with how the whole game has been going. So, if I had critiques, I would have pointed it out.
Okay, no worries. You're good. Okay, thank you. Rachel, how about you? Like, Love, Learn, Lack.
I like that we were set up for pretty decent battle, and then Colonel Sanders just nipped that one right in the bud. That was really funny. I love the two worlds colliding, Ori's brother and Mikage's town. I think that's really fun and interesting. I learned that Sandral is basically Innsbruck from Switzerland. It's great. And lacking, other than the battle we didn't fight, we're good.
Were you sad that it didn't happen? Or were you like, let me ask you that. Because you said...
I think I would have enjoyed fighting, but also the way that we avoided it was really funny, and that was also satisfying to me.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Samad, if you could please, Like, Love, Learn, Lack.
I thought it was fun doing the improv make believe pretend people. That was fun, and I'm glad it worked. Normally, it's like I fail a roll and it does not work. But I guess, it could have some repercussions later. And then, I don't know. Maybe I wish it was a little longer. Could start 8:30 or something, if that works. Because usually we start later because of me. But I think I could manage 8:30, 8:45. If you guys are down. Up to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
down.
We could
I
do
can
that.
I'm down.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
make a note of that. Okay, can start a little bit earlier. All right, awesome. A little bit earlier. Okay.
Yeah, because by the time we do our like follow like catch ups
Yeah.
for the week,
Yeah, we always shoot the shit for too long.
Yeah.
So I don't mind like trying to get on. Like I don't want to say exactly 8:30, but like 8:30 to 8:45 you get on.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's a good point. And yeah, we could definitely, we definitely do just
that way we start playing by 9.
shoot the breeze a
Yeah,
little bit there.
because
Yeah.
2 hours is a good amount of time to play, but we don't start for like 40 minutes usually. So
Yeah, that's fair. I can do a better job of that. So thank you. That's good feedback. Okay.
I don't know, but it's nice to like talk to you guys and catch up. It's not like
Yeah. It's
you need
not
to,
bad.
like,
I agree. It's not bad. It's just it's nice to catch up, but also at the same time, it's like we could have more playtime too. So that's true. So
yeah.
it's good either way. Maybe we start a little bit earlier and then chit chat, and then afterwards we can start about 9 or something like that, right? So they give us
Yeah, like we could just talk for 15 minutes or whatever before, and then start at 9, something
Yeah.
like that.
all good, cool, well, good feedback. Thank you very much. And Sean, please, like, love, learn, lack.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of opportunity for humor here, so I like that. And improvising is always fun. One of the best aspects of D&D. Yeah, and learns. I mean, honestly, didn't learn much, but this was a really really good session. Nothing lacking. Good session.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. I will say, yeah, I tried really hard to get y'all to fight, and it's like y'all still.
I saw the bait. I saw the bait was there, and I'm like,
So I put it out there, and I was going to see if y'all bit. But I liked the way y'all reconciled it too. So I thought that was really funny, and I thought it was a great way to subvert that. But yeah, this was great. Good feedback from everybody. Thank you again, and also thank you for just playing. I'm really like we're nearing the end. At the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's. I don't know. Seeing all of us grow in this game is really interesting too. So, awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the recording. So thank you for everybody who has been listening or whoever listens to this in the future, and signing off.